Hi guys, Jordan from B&P Campers. I'm just going to do a handover video on this new venture Rio based on the 56 plate Fiat Scudo chassis. So these engines are particularly nice to drive, I find. Really good on fuel. And so we'll just start here under the bonnet. So we've got your washer fluid in this reservoir here, power steering fluid, engine oil gets topped up through this little cap just here at the top of the engine, and your engine oil dipstick is this one just here. You've then got your engine coolant at the top of the engine there. Air filter sits inside this box over here. Brake fluid attached to the servo over there at the back, and your engine battery is this one just here. If I carry on to the near side, nothing really to show on this near side apart from this little cover just here, which is for this vent, which is to do with your boiler, by the way. That's the boiler vent. Diesel filling point is this one just here with the little symbol for diesel above it. We've then got an external gas point just here next door to the freshwater filling point. You've got your grey waste drain off point and your blue fresh drain off point just there as well, both in the same place, which means you can't really sort of forget where the water drains are. So that's your waste and fresh water drains there. Awning on the near side of the vehicle just there is an F45S Fiamma awning. So it's a rear door model, so you have got the tow bar at the back here and a step to help you get in and out, as well as the Fiamma D bar, which can be used as a lock or as extra help to get in. So next locker on the offside here is your toilet cassette locker. So you've got the flush fluid reservoir up here at the top, and your actual toilet cassette itself just here at the bottom. Now this is a bench style toilet that you've got in this vehicle, so it is the bigger size cassette, which is always handy. So to actually empty it out, you've got a draining point just here and a green button at the back just here, which you need to hold down as you're draining it. That is as easy as it gets, really. Blue fluid goes inside the cassette, pink fluid goes pre-mixed inside there. Next locker is the gas locker. Now you have got space in this one for 2 of these 6 kilo propane bottles if you should need them. The bottles themselves, we go anti-clockwise around to the left to turn them on, clockwise around to the right to turn them off. So I'll leave that on for the minute as I've got a few things on at the moment. 240 volt, so this is your hookup point. So if you do have access to a hookup cable, it will give you access to using any of the 240 volt appliances inside the vehicle, as well as having the charger switched on so that your leisure battery is at full power. This vent just down here is your Truma heater. So anytime you've got the heating switched on, you will feel hot air coming out through the bottom of this vent. So the cab, pretty straightforward in the cab, if I'm honest. 5-speed manual gearbox. You have got steering wheel functionality on here, which to be fair would have been quite sort of ahead of its time. See, volume there, skip the tracks and things like that. Your indicators, lights and horn are on the left hand stalk here. Washers and wipers are on the right. You've got manual adjusting mirrors from these little bits just here on each door. The windows go up and down from these switches up top, which is a bit unusual, but that's where they are. You've then also got the heater controls here in the middle. These little bits that go in like that. Your hazard warning lights from there, and the standard original fitted Fiat head unit. The bonnet release handle is, if I just jump out a sec, the bonnet release handle right up underneath, and it's your little red handle there at the back next door to the OBD reader. So I'm just gonna jump in the back end of the vehicle now and run you through what we've got here. Okay, so being the Rio, you have got the hot water on here, so you've got hot and cold water on the taps. But the first thing I'm going to run you through is going to be this control panel. So this is a PC200 control panel, if the camera will focus on it. There you go. So we've got a main on and off switch up here on the top right. We've then got lights, these two here, and water pump. As long as we've got the water pump on, we should have water coming through the tap. Now the first thing you'll want to do if you want to use the hot water is two things. Make sure that you've got some water in the fresh tank. So we've got a little bit of water in the fresh tank there. Let me see. No, I was just showing just a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And as long as we've got water coming through the hot side of the tap, we know that the boiler is full. So the boiler itself has got a little yellow tab down here. If I just show you under this seat. The boiler itself has got a, where is it? So the little yellow tab that you can see at the back there, that is the boiler drain, and where it is at the moment laying down flat is in its closed off position. So if you want to drain the water out from the boiler, lift that flap upright and it will drain all 10 litres out onto the floor. So the reason you would do that is if, getting up to winter time and you wanted to winterize the vehicle, you would drain the water out from the boiler, drain the water out from both your drains outside, and that's you winterized. So that's why you would do that. But if you have done that, you will then have to refill it, the boiler, and the only way to do that is by doing what I've just done there. So pull the tap on the hot side, wait for the water to come through like it just was, and then it's full. So next thing, on the left hand side we've got your water levels, as I showed you. This is your leisure battery voltage and vehicle battery voltage, and then we've got the internal temperature, external temperature. That's not quite right, if I'm honest, there only there as a guide, but yeah, there you go. So that is the control panel. When you're done with it, press this power button on the top right hand side and that should turn all 12 volt power off to the appliances. So as I said, the sink is hot and cold. Literally on this one you just lift the tap up, you lift it all the way up to go from cold through to hot. You've got a 3-burner hob up here, so to use this you have got an ignition, so you can basically just, assuming it's on the right one I'm doing, there you go. So literally as easy as that, choose which burner you want to move and then use the igniter like that. Grill is underneath as well, and that's just by using, which one is it? Oh, it's because I was trying to light the grill up, that's why it wasn't working. So this one here is for the grill. All right, that's why it wasn't lighting up just then. So if I do another one, there you go. That was my fault. So grill, door has to be open in order to use that. That's why it didn't work for me just then. Okay, I'll just make sure there's nothing else that I'm going to miss out. Okay, so you've got TV aerial up here. So this is a standard tilt and turn TV aerial, and by the looks of it, there's going to be a booster in here. There you go. So booster turns on and off like that. So that's all you need to do to get a decent signal coming through to your coax cable for on the telly. So easy as that. Make sure you turn that off when you finish with it, otherwise it will end up draining your battery out. So next thing is we've got the 3-way fridge. This is a Dometic 3-way fridge. At the moment I've got it lit up on gas, so I'm going to turn it off and then show you how to light it up. So if you want to use it on the gas, easy as this. All you have to do, turn your igniter on, push in and round to the left on the valve, igniter will stop, hold on to it just for a minute just to let it warm up, the thermocouple, and then let go. And as long as you can let go of that and the igniter switch stays off, you're good to go. You can also have a little look down there and physically see the gas flame in the peephole if you want to. But there you go, that's how you use it on the gas. If you're plugged in on the mains, you can use it on the green switch over here, and that will literally just cool it down via the 240 volt element. And if your engine's running and you're driving, you can keep it cold via the 12 volt switch. Okay, that's the fridge. So you've also got the oven down here. So it's a spin flow oven, and not really much to show about that, to be fair. It's just sort of is what it is. I think you need an ignition for that as well, because there's no igniter on it, so you need like a long reach lighter or something to light that one up. Let's have a look down here. Yeah, so gas isolators. So if you wanted to isolate the gas from any of these specific appliances, you can do so from here just by turning these 90 degrees. So really simple, you know, nice and easy from there. Okay, bathroom. So your full-size standalone table sits in the bathroom, out of the way. So sink comes down from here. You'll probably notice there's no drain in the sink. That's because the way that you drain it out, if I just show you, draw some water into it. The way that you drain it out is you lift this up slowly for it to go down the back just here, and it will drain out through little drains in the corners at the back there. So easy as that. Drains are either at one side or both, and it'll just go down to the waste tank. You have got a heating duct in here as well, so this bathroom will stay warm as you're in here. Shower comes up through here and works from that little tap just there. And the toilet is as easy as this. You've got a blue button here for the flush. No flush fluid in it at the moment. And a handle here to pull the flap across to drain it into the cassette. You do have to make sure that the flap is in the closed position before you start trying to take the cassette out, otherwise it will break. All right, so make sure you close that off every time you've finished. Just turn that light off. So in the main wardrobe here, just storage, if I'm honest, nothing major. This is the paperwork for the vehicle in the brown folder. Okay, so being the type of vehicle that it is, a New Venture Rio, you do have pretty much all the extras you can imagine, really. So you've got the hot water heater on gas and electric. You've also got the gas heating system from this one over here. So if I just quickly run you through that one. So this is a Trumatic E, which, like I said, is the blown air heating. So basically, you've got a speed setting in the middle. So 1 through to 9, just depends how desperate you are for heating, basically. And then you've got small flame and big flame. You probably heard it just then when I went down to big flame. It just lights up and starts getting you a bit more heat, basically. So easy as that for the heating. Down 1 or down 2, depending on how desperate you are for the heating. Back to the middle. The fan will run on for a minute once the flame's gone out to cool itself down. If you go up 1 or up 2, that's fan only. All right, so if you just want some cool air pumping around, you can go up 1 or 2. Otherwise, back to the middle, and it will turn the fan off as and when it needs to, once it's cool. Right, on the other side, we've got this, which says Truma Ultra Store, which is the boiler. Okay, so this is your hot water. And assuming that you've checked that we've got water in the boiler by putting the tap through like I showed you earlier, you can use this boiler just, you know, as and when you want to. So this is the controller for it on gas. All right, and it's the same as that one over there with the outside ring that turns. So we turn it down just the once, down to here, and then we can set our temperature of the water between 30 and 70. So after about half an hour or so, we'll have hot water coming through the taps from this system, and that's how you use it on the gas. Back off like that, easy as that. If you have a hookup cable plugged in, you can use the hot water on the mains, which is just by the beige switch just here, like that. So if you're plugged in on the mains, you can use the mains power to heat the water up in this particular van. You got a plug socket underneath there as well. And if I just point out, these two vents just here are really important. Okay, so this at the bottom is where the hot air pumps out for the actual heating, but the one at the top is where it draws air in. So please don't cover this one up. All right, not the end of the world if you cover this one up. It's not gonna, you know, go bang, but if you cover this one up, it's not so good. So try not to cover anything up here. Other than that, it's all good. Little locker down here gives you access to a couple of things. So you've got your leisure battery down here in this locker. So if you ever needed to get to that, you can lift these cushions up and quite easily get to that. You've got a pair actually of leisure batteries. So you've got 2 batteries in there. All of your trip switches, your charger and your fuses are down here under this seat as well. So, you know, if there's ever any issues at all with the vehicle electrical wise, it's more than likely going to be down here underneath this offside settee. But other than that, it's absolutely flown through with the habitation check, and it's just been cleaned. Video's now done, obviously, and so, you know, we're pretty much there on collections. So fingers crossed I haven't missed anything out, and if I have, just let us know. I'll go through anything else again. My name's Jordan if you need anything, and there you go. So if I've missed anything out, let us know. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks very much.